there's quite rejection here. There is karma overlaying. Whether it is an adult or a child, right now, all the emotional karmic difficulties is released. The more Luang Po is blessing, it's like open up the past karma from the relationships in the past in each location. It has been opened up, therefore it's released. And it's linking to one another like a turbulence. And if you don't bless the beings from the perfection that you have, it will just continue in that way of turbulence on and on among one another. Everyone is the same. She's kind of like letting whatever that is arising coming out by itself. Otherwise, it will just stimulating the karma to swing much more. And in the past, it's like that for many. Those who have karma with you, they might have been your sisters, your siblings in the past life. And now you have debts of karma to each other. Now this person become your daughter, your child, for you to take care of. In the past, you may depend on this person a lot. Whatever problems there are, you make this person solve it for you. That's why you have debts of karma with this person, which is your child. And to compensate by taking care of this child, this person. There are a lot like this. A lot of cases like this. In this case, you cannot bless this person or this child. Don't use much intentions. If you give advice, don't use it intentionally. Just normal talk. And there will not be any clashes. Don't expect anything from him, from her. At times, this child will have a conclusion towards ending by himself or by herself. Everywhere is the same. Right now, for those who don't bless the beings, having the perfection, and don't bless the beings, they will have a hard time to live. Because the perfections that is received is to bless the beings. But use it and holding on to the perfection is gonna be unbearable. And the compensation of debts of karma hasn't been done for all those involved karmic parties. There is swinging of karma, of emotions on and on towards one another. Later on, there will be just the language of the minds, like telepathy. The fabrications of the world and societies will have problem soon. there will not be any longer of the waves to cover up the mind of those who have great blessed fortunes. And this kind we use the telepathy, mind to mind. And this is beyond learning from books, because it can communicate with all realms of existence, with humans or animals, because it is the language of the mind, telepathy. It is the insight, special insight. At times it will be opened. That's why later on the phones will not be used, because it is telepathy, linking from mind to mind. This is not in the way of grasping from knowing, knowing for knowing. This is not grasping from the knowing, from the insight. So when they use it, it uses the mind in moderation, using knowing in moderation, because they know how to purify to the extinction and emptiness as a foundation. They don't have a trend to use fabrication of the minds unnecessarily. The language of the minds already exists in samsara, because it can be communicated among one another. It already exists, and it is universal in this samsara. This is itself the knowledge. It's like it doesn't have to search for knowing, for knowledge grossly. Therefore, there's no need to be worried. If your children will learn and educate much or not, no need to be worried about that, because that is gross, and it is cover up their insights, their consciousness. Because whenever their natural consciousness begin to educate more, it's covered up from its nature. That is having fear that the child will not be smart. But the child is already beyond stupidity, beyond smartness already. They have the perfection of cutting deluded knowing, of blessing the beings already. If you are encouraging them like to educate, you create karma to them and to yourself. They have a conclusion to cut through deluded knowing already from before. And to encouraging them to educate like that is creating karma to the world. Don't be worried about that. Because if you are worried about the education, you just learn and educate only the grossness. Educate in moderation. Learn moderately. Just enable to write, to read, like not seriously. The subject of cutting deluded knowing has nothing to do with knowledge. Once cutting deluded knowing, it's gonna be genius. And those who have knowledge will rely on these kind who enable to cut through deluded knowing. Because those who know they have confusion so much so that they get into the confusion. That's why they have to turn towards those who cut through deluded knowing. Some of those who come to Luang Por, they have a lot of diplomas, doctorates in this subject, that subject. But they come to Luang Por, they yield to Luang Por only to Luang Por. People enable to know. Everyone has that capacity. They have the delusion to know, but the knowing is deluded. They cannot go beyond knowing because they don't have the essence to cut through deluded knowing. Therefore, there are a lot of obstructions, obstacles, and that is the thing that create problems itself. Wait to see the future. Children are mature. They will have special insights. They will link to each other telepathically. And it is normal for them. They will be the refuge for the people in the world. The world today destroy those who have great misfortune and cover up by the fabrications of opinions and meanings, offering only opinions, opinionated nature, delusively attached repeatedly. They create karma towards those great misfortune ones. The essence of cutting deluded knowing, there are not much. It's beyond knowing or not knowing, nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, proceeding without hesitation at all. No hesitation to not having anything to do with engaging or disengaging, to cut through deluded knowing continuously, to help cut through deluded knowing for oneself and samsara. No need to hesitate for this. A tiny bit of hesitation, the mighty force will be lessened because it will not become decisive and absolute. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, altogether with everything, without hesitation. Everything.